ball pops loose, and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score!
Hi there and welcome to Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Ahead today on the show, highlights from a couple of big matchups in volleyball, plus soccer, swimming and diving, tennis, and plenty of football.
Plus, we'll meet an up-and-coming girls soccer star and talk volleyball with the Champlin Park Rebels.
We'll get started with cross country. 2 days after winning the Rochester Mayo Invitational, the defending state Class AA champion Wayzata boys cross country squad faced a good field of teams, the 50th annual Metro Invitational. Wayzata, one of the 8 boys teams in the meet. Colin Clay of Roseville was the winner. He crossed first in a time of 16 minutes, 25.7 seconds. Tyler Kolabarchuk of Chanhassen was second. Wayzata's Andrew Quirk and Paul Eplin finished 5th and 6th, with Kyle Brandt and Wes Heel coming in 9th and 10th on a good day for the Trojans. In the girls' meet, Maple Grove, the only local team. 4K race was won by Anastasia Korzanowski of Chanhassen in a time of 15 minutes, 3.4 seconds. Samantha Schuring of Eden Prairie is the runner-up, 4 seconds back. 8th grader Lexi Miller is the top Maple Grove runner. She placed 11th overall with a time of 15:47. Here are the final girls' team scores. Host Eden Prairie wins ahead of Moorhead and Chaska. Maple Grove places 5th. Korzanowski is the champion. The Wayzata boys race to the win ahead of Eden Prairie and Edina as Lake Conference teams go 1, 2, 3. Maple Grove places 7th. Kylie of Roseville takes the top spot. Now to football and the first meeting between Wayzata and Maple Grove in 7 years. More significantly, it was the first time for Crimson head coach Matt Lombardi going against the school where he spent a decade as the defensive coordinator. And the game could not have started better for Maple Grove. On the opening kickoff, Isaac Collins gets to the outside and goes 93 yards for a touchdown. Maple Grove takes a 7-0 lead on Wayzata 15 seconds into the game. Later in the first quarter, it's Collins on the direct snap, going 8 yards into the end zone for his second score. Crimson lead 14-0 after 1. Late second quarter, and Wayzata special teams come up with a big play. Sean Kipe with a blocked punt recovers it in the end zone for a touchdown. The Trojans cut Maple Grove's lead to 14-7 at the half. But Wayzata can never get much offense going, and in the third quarter, the Crimson put together a scoring drive. Brad Davison to Adam Brandt, 17 yards in the pass down to the Wayzata 11-yard line. 3 plays later, on a third down play, it's Clark Winicky running it in from 6 yards out. Winicky's 7th rushing touchdown of the season. Maple Grove adds 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to win at 34-7. The opening kickoff setting the tone.
That kick return was a big statement because this is a bbig game for us. We started this on our schedule, and we were ready to play, and we came out to play.
Big win for that program, Jay. Not only did the team get to 3-0, but now it kind of moves them to that next level, I think in some people's mind, to the elite teams in the state.
Yeah, and Coach Lombardi didn't make any bones about it. He wanted his program to be like Wayzata and be like Eden Prairie, and it hasn't taken long where you can start to say, yeah, they're getting to that category, so definitely a big win for them. Well, sometimes it's not how you start, but how you finish. A slow start for a local football team was long forgotten by night's end. Champlin Park hosting Andover in the Northwest Suburban. Second quarter, a big hole opens up for Andover's Tyler Goltz, and he's gone to the end zone. The Huskies build a 20-0 lead on the Rebels. Champlin Park gets on the board late in the first half. Quarterback Max Biegert zips in from 6 yards out. It's 20-7 though, Andover at halftime. Third quarter, Detrice Malsumo will take the handoff, and he goes 20 yards for the Rebels touchdown. It's 20-13 after a missed point after. Early fourth quarter, it's Malsumo again. He bounces outside and this time goes 24 yards for the score. We're tied up at 20 apiece. After a stop by the Champlin Park defense, backup quarterback Harrison Jones floats the pass to Scott Bowe, and the 6'7" senior makes a great catch. It's 27-20 Rebels. One more chance for Andover, but Riley Alton gets the clutch interception and runs it back to the 5-yard line to set up another touchdown for CP. A great comeback by Champlin Park. 33-20 Rebels is the final. 1 week after beating Hopkins on a 2-point conversion with 40 seconds to play, the Totino Grace Eagles needed even longer to decide a winner in week 3. The Eagles facing longtime rival Spring Lake Park on the road. Minute and a half left in the second quarter. Spring Lake Park already dominating when Derek Solway hits Isley Carrington, who breaks a couple of tackles and scores to make it 21-7 Panthers at the half. But in the second half, Totino Grace comes back. Kez Flomo already with a 64-yard TD on the night. Busts around the right side for a 65-yard touchdown. And after another Flomo score and a missed extra point, the Eagles get back within one. Early the fourth quarter, though, Solway keeps it and pitches to Carrington, who finishes the job. A missed extra point makes it 27-20 Spring Lake Park. A minute and a half later, Lance Bennick fakes to Flomo and hits Max Walker deep. Walker eludes a defender and runs in for the score. The extra point ties it at 27-all. The Eagles miss a late field goal try, and we go to overtime. Totino Grace with the ball first, and who else? Flomo runs in for the score. Grace gets the extra point, and then it's the Panthers' turn. On third down from the one, Zachary Ojil just gets over for the score, and the Panthers, dominated in recent years by Grace, go for the win. But on the drop back, Solway can't find an open man. Jeffrey Rutch gets him on the sack, and the Eagles survive their second straight one-point win, 34-33 over Spring Lake Park.
Since football goes to district scheduling next fall, the new Metro West Conference will have its first and perhaps only football champion this fall. Two of the teams looking to contend met up as Cooper played at Benilde St. Margaret's. Scoreless in the second quarter until Levante Taylor takes the handoff, cuts, and then watch him power its way through tacklers. It is 6-0 Hawks at halftime after a missed extra point. Third quarter, and Taylor takes the handoff, bounces it around the left end, and turns on the speed. He scores from 34 yards out. Big night for Taylor, and Cooper leads it 12-0. The Hawks defense comes through as well. Great timing by Moses Yangachaz. He steps in front of the BSM receiver, and he heads back the other way on the interception, running it down inside the Benilde 5-yard line to set up a Philip Howard touchdown to make it 20-0 Hawks after 3. Benilde tries to get back in it as Austin Robertson plunges in for a 3-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter, bring the Red Knights within 20-7. But it's Cooper's night. Taylor gets loose again and scores on a 24-yard run as he tops 200 yards rushing on the night. Cooper is 3-0 after a big 28-7 win over Benilde.
In the IMAC Conference, Breck facing Minnehaha Academy at Hamlin University. The Whitehawks get on the board first. Xavier Ray with a 5-yard run for a touchdown. It's 6-0 after a quarter. Second quarter, and Bryce Johnson on the punt return for Breck. He veers left and heads down the sideline. Picks up a couple of big blocks along the way, and he is gone. It covers 82 yards. The Mustangs also mix their extra point in at 6-6. The Mustangs take the lead here. Levi Selness right up the middle for a 19-yard rushing TD to put Breck up 13-6. And the Mustangs pick up one more score before halftime. Sam Pickering floats a pass that Kwaku Bodum picks off, and the senior linebacker brings this one back 61 yards for a touchdown. No scoring in the second half, and Breck goes to 2-1 with a 19-6 win. John, Breck is one of the teams having a better season so far this year.
A big win for Cooper, too, against a team they've struggled with some in the past. Now 3-0 for the Hawks. Next up on Sports Jam, a couple of key volleyball matches, plus soccer action. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk volleyball and a couple of really good matchups.
Some quality teams into the main conferences that we cover, the Northwest Suburban and the Lake. Early last week, a matchup of Wayzata and Hopkins in the Lake Conference. Game 1, Samantha Seliger-Swenson back set to Jasmine Martin for a kill. A 10-7 Hopkins lead on Coach Scott Jackson and the Trojans. Later, it's sophomore Martin with an ace serve as Hopkins takes the first set 25-18. Hopkins gets off to a quick start in the second set. Swenson to Ruby Moreland for the kill, and Hopkins is up 4-0. But Wayzata scores 11 of the next 16 points. Mackenzie Greshel to Kate Berg for the kill, and the Trojans lead by 2. Hopkins comes back though. Seliger-Swenson with the block, and the Royals take a close second set 25-23. The Royals complete the sweep in 3. They also beat Edina last week, and they start 2-0 in the Lake Conference.
In the Northwest Suburban, high-powered newcomer Totino Grace faced defending champ Osseo. The Orioles looking to get a big conference win on the road. First set, and Osseo's Lane Ruska sets to Hannah Pekarek for the big swing and kill. The Orioles lead it 12-8. Off the Eagles, served by Izzy Summers, Brooke Sherman hammers down the Orioles' overpass to pull Grace within 3. But Osseo holds its lead. Christina Bowe attacks from the left side and gets the kill as the Orioles win 25-20. Coach Bill Kwan and the Orioles in for a tough match all night in this one. Summers hits through the block for a Grace point lead in the second set as the Eagles win 26-24, tying it at 1. The Orioles retake the lead in the match in set 3. Shia Sanders from the 3-meter line attacks and gets the kill. Osseo wins 25-18 and goes up 2-1. Another close one in the fourth, and All-State hitter Hope Schiller gets the kill to give the Eagles a 25-23 win, forcing the 5th and deciding set, and it's another 2-point margin with the Eagles pulling it out. Sherman's kill ends it. Grace wins 16-14 to move to 4-0 in the Northwest Suburban.
Maple Grove is another team having a pretty good season in Northwest Suburban Conference volleyball. They met up with Park Center last week at Maple Grove. Game 1 is tight. MG pulls away, though. Big pass in the set to Alexa Otto for the kill, and then Haley Valencia gets up for the big block, and the Crimson win 25-18. Set 2, Maple Grove builds a lead. The back set goes to Laura Brixias for the big kill. Park Center hangs tough, staving off set point twice, first on the block by Shaylee Martinson, and then Bethany Lovehog drops it over the defense. And MG eventually takes the set 25-17. Set 3, Lauren Bright's block comes right back, so she hammers it down from Maple Grove kill. And then on match point, Valencia ends it with a kill as Maple Grove gets the sweep. They are 5-1 overall.
Now to soccer, where the Osseo and Park Center boys teams had each lost their 2 earlier games last week, so something had to give as the Pirates played at Osseo on Saturday afternoon. Midway through the first half, Emery Khan delivers the pass to Bashiru Korma. His pass is blocked, but it comes right back to him, and he scores to put Osseo in the lead. And that goal stands up as the winners. The Orioles take a 1-0 victory. In the girls' game, Park Center trying to rebound from its first 2 losses. Jill Rosby gets the Pirates on the board as her shot deflects off the keeper and in. It's 1-0 with 15 minutes left in the first half, and that's the halftime score on a sunny day. Second half, and off the free kick, the ball bounces to Olivia Peterson, and she lofts the high shot in to give Park Center a 2-0 advantage. After another Pirates goal, Osseo gets on the board as Leah Yonkers gets the breakaway and puts the shot away. But it's not enough as Osseo falls to the Pirates 3-1.
Maple Grove's girls soccer team picked up 3 wins last week. And they faced Irondale in one of those matches, and they strike less than 3 minutes in. Kaylin Schreiner's corner kick headed in by Caroline Griffith for a 1-0 lead. First minute of the second half. Another corner kick well placed. Madison Carey directs it in for a 2-1 Crimson lead. That would open the floodgates. Schreiner scores for a distance here from a distance to make it 5-1 Maple Grove, and that is the final. Meet Crimson freshman Meredith Haakenson later in our Sports James Spotlight. Now to girls swimming and diving, where Armstrong is a top 10 team. Falcons were at home to face Anoka. They're off in the 200 medley relay. Armstrong's team of Emma Rule, Abby Bresnahan, Grace Wolschlager, and Rachel Peterson raced to a win in a time of 156.14. 200 free, Armstrong's Courtney Evanson cruises to a win in 155.34. Rule is second. 200 IM also goes to the Falcons. Chrissy Van Laarhoven takes first. Wolschlager places second for Armstrong. And in the 100 butterfly, Evanson rolls to an easy win. Falcons beat Anoka 92-73.
Stay with us here on the Jam.
Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a rising star who's one of the best girls soccer players in the state in her age group. 2018 seems like a long way off to most of us. For Maple Grove freshman soccer player Meredith Haakenson, it's the year she graduates, by which time she may be one of the top prep players in the country. Here's this week's Sports Jam Spotlight. Like a lot of high school soccer players, Meredith Haakenson got an early start in the sport. She began playing at age 4 and has loved it ever since. For the last few years, she's excelled past most in her age group, playing with and against elite talent.
I started at U13, and that's kind of when we came together. Everyone pooled in from around the state, and then ECNL started at U14, so I've been playing that for a couple years.
Meredith's play in the Elite Clubs National League, or ECNL, has elevated her game, skills that other players and coaches alike can see.
She has very good field vision. She does see those gaps, she sees those holes. The weight of her passes, she knows how to throw them hard, how to throw them soft. She put it in the right spot virtually every time. She's got moves that most girls don't have, and she does them at pace, and it's not just one move, and she throws a lot of moves out there.
In the past, ECNL players haven't been allowed by that organization to play high school ball. A one-year exemption changed that for this year. Meredith says she's loved the opportunity to represent her community and future high school.
It's different. I'm not used to having all my friends come to my games. And so I don't even know if they knew I played soccer before this. And so it's cool to have them come to my games and cheer me on. It's been great. Everyone's really nice, and it's fun to get like a different atmosphere and get to play high school instead of playing clubs all the time.
She's got a great lighthearted personality. She rolls with a lot of stuff, which you got to be able to do. So it's a upbeat team, and she's fit in pretty well with the girls that they've made an effort to get to know her pretty well. So it's been fun to see that, especially with a younger player joining an older team.
Meredith plays an attacking, physical type of play as the Crimson center midfielder. It's a style she developed when she was younger, playing with and against older boys like her brother Luke and current Crimson senior boys midfielder Kevin Hoof.
From day one, me and her older brother kind of beat up on her, and we didn't really let her have any days off, and she had to learn to play with the big boys, and I think that's what contributes to her physical play today.
It for sure made me stronger, and I learned at a young age that I had to play a lot faster if I was going to play with boys, and so it helped in my speed of play.
One of the things that's impressed me most about her as a freshman is her level of intensity. We get to see, definitely she carries over from her, the national team, the challenges that they're put on her. She brings that onto the field, both offensively and defensively. She's one of the hardest workers out here, and that's been, given her skills, it's been fun to see her work that hard.
Meredith has participated in 3 national team events with her goal to be on the U.S. national team. The exemption from the ECNL could be revoked after this season. Those around the Maple Grove program hope that isn't the case. Meredith hopes her high school career isn't just a one-year experiment.
Yeah, this is for sure worth it. If I don't get to play next year, I'll miss it. It was fun doing this, so I hope I can next year.
For the season, Meredith has scored 7 goals with 6 assists in 9 Crimson matches. Her brother Luke attends school and plays soccer for Shattuck St. Mary's in Faribault. Sports Jam returns in a moment as Jay talks volleyball with the Champlin Park Rebels.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Looks like it could be another pretty good season for the Champlin Park volleyball team, and we're joined by a couple of their captains and also Coach John Junker. And start things out with Peyton Strudle, and you guys off to a pretty good start this year. And I know you played some tough competition too, but how do you feel overall about what you've seen so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. We've come a long way from preseason. We're starting to get the things that we're working on in practice, and we're perfecting them.
You guys had a real interesting one with Andover, and how much does that do for your confidence, when you can pull out a tough one like that where it's back and forth and a couple pretty good teams going at it like that?
It definitely helps our motivation, and we're learning how to finish a set and not keep on going back and forth.
Last year you guys got to that section championship match against Osseo, and I know you have some of the team back, but obviously some new players and everything too. How much does that experience carry into the next year for the people that were there and part of it?
It's a lot to look up to. We had a good couple players, a lot of good players last year, but we do this year also.
All right, thanks for joining us, Peyton, and good luck the rest of the way. Sydney Hilly, your team has had some good tests, and talk about the Marshall tournament a little bit. Is that good competition? Is that what you guys needed to push yourselves to be a good team?
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams in Marshall, and it was really good competition. All 5 games were close. It was never like a blowout for either way, so that was really fun to play against some good competition.
You guys did set the bar pretty high with the season that you had last year, but is that something where you feel pressure to try and live up to that as a group, or not really?
No, it's definitely frustrating to get that far and lose, but it doesn't guarantee us anything for this season, so it's actually more motivation to keep getting better and better each year.
Yeah, obviously, each team changes a little bit from year to year, and Osseo was a great team, but they graduated some people too, so does that sort of open the door for some of the others around in the section that, you know, might think they have a good chance to push through?
Yeah, I think the conference is a lot more even this year. Like, everyone's on the same level, so no game is going to be an easy game for anyone.
Coach John Junker, give me a progress report on the Rebels from your eyes. Do you like what you've seen so far for the most part?
I do. You know, we have a good mix of players returning from last year and some new ones, and they're working hard, and we're working on things. We're getting better all the time, and the Marshall tournament was a great showcase of where we're at, and to see how we match up against really good teams, and had a similar showing there this year as we did last year. So I feel good about where we're at.
The expectations, once you have some success, you know, become higher. But overall, I think that's what a program needs, to have that feeling all the way from 9th grade through, isn't it, for people to want to be part of a good program?
Yeah, it motivates the players for all of our teams. They see that how exciting it was for us to play last year in the sections and go as far as we did. We haven't done that before, and the players that were around or the new ones coming in, they get excited and say, we want to be a part of that. We want to continue that tradition. So, yeah, it does wonders for a program, and it builds excitement for everybody.
Obviously, there's a lot of conference season to go, but what are your impressions so far of the Northwest Suburban that you've seen?
You know, Sydney mentioned it a little bit. I think the conference is just going to be a little more even this year. You know, everybody graduates and gets new players every year, but there's a lot of good coaches. We have coaches that have been within the last couple of years have come in, and they're getting their programs going the right way, and it's just going to be a battle every night. With 13 conference matches, there's no nights off, so you got to show up every night, and but it's going to be tough every night. So,
thanks so much for joining us, John. Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
John Junker, the head volleyball coach at Champlin Park High School, and again, you'll be able to see the Rebels in action against Maple Grove coming up Thursday, live on 12 Sports. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment, but first a look at our first plays of the week of the season.
Is going to go the distance, 95 yards on the opening kickoff. Big rush, and it's blocked, and it's a touchdown for Wayzata.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Our game of the week is Cooper's homecoming game in football as the Hawks take on Chanhassen in a key Metro West game. Watch it live Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock on Channel 12 and 12.tv, or catch the replay Sunday night at 10 o'clock.
And that'll do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching.
Already midway through the regular season in many sports. We'll have some good matchups for you on next week's Sports Jam show. We'll see you then.